Hello everyone, you have come to Tata Comic Preview channel. Let read together. Have fun. With a gulp of wine, the drunkard laughed. I was this close to losing my mind in the madness, to let my demon control me. How did you crawl back? Like a good child listening to a bedtime story, Yongning stared with big eyes, eager to hear the end. The drunkard smirked at her interest, finding the audience pleasing. I have to thank her for that. Taken over by madness as I was, I stumbled upon her lady-in-waiting, bringing me her will. She hadn't been fooled and knew it all along. It was all a trap. He sighed. She knew it was the enemy's scheme and that it would ruin her clan, but also knew if the land was turned over to the enemy, they wouldn't suffer. Whether the proposal was right or wrong, it all came down to the ruler's judgment. It brought me back to the time we talked about our dreams of peace on earth. But how many could achieve it? Righteous cultivators hide behind justice when they take it all. Where in fact, all they had were demons, and do I need to say anything about demonic cultivators? You said Double Dragon Manor protects Western land's peace, while I say it has no moral behind it, making it just another cesspool of greed and power plays. The people are nothing more than dead men walking, destroying themselves, all under a false peace. Lass, tell me, was it wrong of her to cede her land? The drunkard set his eyes on Yongning. Yongning paused. As long as the people had a better life afterward. Aren't empires supposed to protect the people? How clever you are. The drunkard laughed, only caring about the common good. You're just as foolish as her, yet smarter than all the others. The true fool here is none other than me, saying I wanted to build a perfect world. And what did I get? Her death, and I running amok across Western lands. Such a fool I was. Zhuo Fan sympathized with a pat on his shoulder. Senior, men tell nothing but lies in their pursuit of women, spewing great and impressive things. Oh, bite me, I'm not that shameless like you. I was always truthful to her. The drunkard glared. I just knew your heart is skewed. But the more it is, the more you should search for a lass with her heart in the right place, to bring you back on the straight and narrow. Just like her. You said she was foolish. When she was just so kind. Zhuo Fan jerked and frowned, having felt this before. The drunkard's feelings for the princess were just like his for Ning. By the looks of it, masterminds of their caliber needed a naive sidekick to keep their minds stable. They were the only people capable of bringing peace of mind in this world of lies and deceit. Dangling the flask over his open mouth, yet not a drop came to soothe his suffering, the drunkard sighed, out of wine, again. I gotta get myself some more. It's a rare sight meeting young folk willing to listen to my ramblings. If luck has it, I'll lend a hand the next time, though it better be a trifle. Something like messing with a sect is more within my skill set, but you'll have to give me something for that. What? Zhuo Fan asked in glee. With this old coot's strength, having him owe me it'll be like having a god on my side. The drunkard pondered, a painting I drew for her, and my greatest work. A shame it got lost with the decline of her clan. I even got the word out that I'd do anything to he who brought it to me. So many years have passed, yet not one word. I may never see it again. The drunkard just turned and was gone. Zhuo Fan started, Senior, what does the painting look like? My painting is quite famous, lads of our nation. The drunkard's voice echoed back. Now the familiarity of it all was nagging his brain to an annoying degree. Then it hit him like a ton of bricks, lads of our nation? That means he's Western land's strongest man, Dan Qingshan. The girls jerked. We also heard of this legend. He's still alive after 1,000 years? Where's the painting? Doesn't Tianyu have it somewhere? Zhuo Fan turned to Yongning. This was the chance to get a peek expert at his beck and call. Yongning started, then her face fell. When you went to the imperial capital last time, after third brother's coronation, the painting was gone. He wanted to use it as a betrothal gift for Long Kue, but it hasn't been found anywhere in the treasury. Damn that pile of blubber. He screws up right when it matters. Zhuo Fan sighed. That time the painting was there but not the person. Now that he found the owner, the painting was missing. Though they lost the chance to get Dan Qingshan to owe them, so did Tianyu's imperial family. Knowing Fatty, he'd use it to get the empire back in his hands. The fate of the Luo clan is obvious. Zhuo Fan nodded, that's good, very good. In the heaven-reaching pavilion, 2 old men sat at the head of the room. One had white hair and sharp eyes, and the other had raven hair, a long beard, and a heavy complexion. Below them sat the ethereal stage experts from every sect. It's settled, Double Dragon Gathering will begin in 3 days. The same rule applies, starting with the lower 3 sections. You may withdraw. The White Elder said. The men bowed and left, understood. Someone rushed inside, something is wrong with the barrier. What? The White Elder asked. The man spoke restlessly, the doors have opened 9 times, for every sect, yet there has been a 10th time. You may go, but be on guard. Yes, sir. The man saluted and left. With the silence reinstated, the White Elder began, only through special gestures and enough strength can one enter the barrier without a sound. Do you suppose he came? He's the only one in Western lands so familiar with Double Dragon Manor and so brazen to do it right under our noses. But why would he come now? I hope it's not to cause trouble. The black-haired elder closed his eyes. The White Elder nodded and sighed. Our most prized pupil has returned. Why? In 3 days? Zhuo Fan faced the returned fiends with a hard face, then eyed every door the disciples were using, that's a little tight. Venerables, couldn't you stall for a bit? We're quite short on time. Fiend Yang bristled, you wanted us, 3 little guys, to change the mind of a room packed with worthies? Sure, you're tight on time now, but what the hell did you do a few days ago? We asked you to cure them, but you just wouldn't have it. It all comes down to luck again. Zhuo Fan turned a deaf ear to his complaints, deflecting the issue. Fiend Yang was outraged, for crying out loud, Zhuo Fan, you're the leader of the demon scheming sect, so start acting like one. What luck? Don't tell me you didn't plan for this. And what's the deal with those girls? Why are they still here? Is this how a leader acts? Fiend Yang rambled on, blustering, cursing. Zhuo Fan's only saving grace was that he wasn't being torn into right now with the 2 extra fiends around. Zhuo Fan shrugged and whistled a nameless tune. While his innards were cooking some master plan. By his calculations, 3 days ought to get all the boys out, though who could vouch for it? Some might feel like dragging it out for half a month instead. Demon Scheming Sect was the only one having just come to Double Dragon Manor and got into advancing as a last-ditch effort. The other sects would be startled at the news. Dude, are your disciples chilling? Can't they feel the pressure? The fight is just around the corner yet they're in the mood to advance? What friggin' a use would it be now?